Are we going to second main? Going to second main. Boom. Playing a fetch land and passing. We're not going to mess it up. We're talking. And Tony, appreciate you dropping in. How's your day going? So, Jilla, have a let's go to the end step. Snoop allows you to have all the activated abilities of goblins on top of your library, and Harbinger lets you put a goblin on top of your library. We abuse this by putting a Kikijiki on top of our library, so then Snoop is a copy of Kikijiki. It can tap to use Kikijiki's ability, which is make a copy of target non-legendary creature. That's fine. And then Snoop's not a legend, so you can just keep copying itself over and over and over and over and over again. And then at the end of the loop, you make a copy of the Harbinger, changing the top card to a Mogmob or a Sling Gang. We see it right here, actually, where you can sack the Mogmob to deal 3 damage divided as among 1, 2, or 3 targets. But guess what? When a card gains another card's ability, sacrifice this creature just means sacrifice this creature. And so Snoop will then have the ability of the Mogmob, and we can bolt our opponent for 800 million damage. We're going to not yield. We're just going to pass. Hey, what's up, Nari? Appreciate you being here. Is Tony not bad? Oh, you know what? We're really happy. We just got our collector box of Spider-Man. We're going to be cracking that either tonight, tomorrow, or the next, or tonight, tomorrow. Ponder? Thought Scour? Okay, they're playing Oculus. They might not even have removal. What was I going to say? So we're going to be cracking the Spider-Man box soon, probably tomorrow morning at 8 or tomorrow night or whenever, because we're about to hit 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if any of you enjoy Goblins content, if you enjoy Let's Be Ramble, hit like and subscribe. It's the easiest way to support the channel, and it's free. If you want to do more, support the channel, $1 a month gets streamed out on every stream. Unearth is really good. And then they have a Fatal Push, probably. A looting opponent. Do you have a subtlety? Do you have a flare of denial? Pitching an Archon, pitching a Pluto Delta. They're saying we're going to race. And I say, nay, nay. This upkeep trigger is fine. I am not scared of you. Ringleader on top. Let's play this and bolt ourselves. Play this. Harbinger resolves. The trigger resolves. They are F6'd with the speed at which we are getting to do these things. So I'm going to tap my Conspicuous Snoop. Tap it, tap it, tap it. Tap it, tap it, tap, tap, tap it. Tap it, tap it, tap the Snoop. Usually I'll make 800 million Snoops in paper because I can just shortcut it by saying, I would like to demonstrate a loop. Do you have any interaction? If you do not, I'm going to make 800 million copies of this Snoop. At the end of the loop, I'll copy the Harbinger. Put a Mogmob or a Sling Gang on top. Mogmob is faster on MTGO. Sling Gang gives you infinite life as well if you're playing in paper. And at this point of the game, my opponent, even if they had interaction, can't kill me because I'm able to just, in response, sack enough of the rest of them to kill them. Let's see. So we're playing against Oculus. This is a situation where this Blood Moon, I wish it was my 4th Leyline, but that's fine. Agathis is really good here. Chalice is really good here because they play a lot of 1-drops. It could be mediocre. Vial's a little bit weird. I know they play counter magic. Munitions Expert really isn't going to kill anything, so we can just cut those. And if we're really only trimming one other card, we can trim a Vial. Just run it like that. A good amount of graveyard hate. We haven't missed with our combo at all. Hey, what's up, David? Appreciate you dropping in. How's your day going? Feels a little sad that Snoop Cutter feels like the good old days of You're right. It wasn't that long ago that it came out. And you know what's funny is I play against people in tournaments, and they're like, oh, yeah, I know the Snoop combo from CEDH. It's apparently really popular in CDH, which doesn't make any sense to me. But, hey, you know, it is what it is. I mean, this is a bunch of, like, uncounterable stuff. The issue is they're just going to, like, persist back in Archon on 2. Have that happen. Leyline will not let that happen. So let's put the Sling Gang on the bottom, and we're going to do our thing. Pre-game. Okay. Yield. A lot of times this Unearthed deck I find is like super fragile to Graveyard Hate. Although they do have Thoughtseize usually. How do you feel about the state of Modern? I haven't played since 2022. I think that Modern's in a good spot right now. It's not like insanely good. It's not like bad. I think that it's one of those things where you have to be playing a deck that you love. I think that Boros Energy is kind of obnoxious. I think that there's a lot of things that aren't like the greatest now. But what I will say is if you're playing a deck that you love, you really don't have to worry too much because it's really important. Yeah, Thought Scour mill themselves. What at the exile? I'm glad they milled themselves. They milled an Archon on a land. Cycle and Unearth, maybe? Oh, Psychic Frog is a good way to get around it. I guess we could have thought seized the Frog. But I mean, if this Vial gets to 3, or gets to 2, we just automatically win. Let's play Bloodstained Mire. We could try to Surveil, but I'm going to Fetch Shock. Fetch Shock, Blood Crypt. Yes, I would like to ask you a question. Can I seize your thoughts, please? Fatal Push, Archon, Unearth. We'll take the only card that does anything. And we'll pass it over. They can pitch their whole hand. I still don't think they kill us fast enough because they can't ever jump the Frog. Kiki combo, of which Snoop is a type, has been a thing in CDH for ages, so I'm guessing not too surprised. Exactly. People were just like, okay, maybe they can kill me fast enough. They need to have 7 power on it. They're 1 short. So as long as I don't deal myself 1 extra damage, I'll be fine. They have 2 looks at a card. I guess if they discard both their cards, it still does work. The issue is we get a blocker. Yes, I would like to use this ability. Mob is really good. So we just go Matron, Tutor. They could have technically drawn Consign. Grab Snoop. We're just gonna like not auto yield for the rest of this game because my opponent could like kill my Vial if I yield. Yeah, I always like Modern because I felt like we could tinker and build powerful decks with the immense card pool, but some of the meta decks were frustrating when I played last. Yeah, I feel like the meta decks are always something that you kind of have to like super board for. Like for example, I really enjoy Chalice and Leyline. Chalice of the Void and Leyline of the Void both just give you like huge edges against either graveyard decks or the unfair 1-drop, 0-drop decks respectively. And then you can kind of just tailor your main deck, like because you have so many different silver bullets in Goblins, you can tailor your entire main deck suite to deal with the rest of the format. So Faithless Looting, they're going to try to find a Fatal Push. But even if they find a Fatal Push, I'm honestly not too scared. Activate, because I can pump fake them pretty well. I would like to use this ability, put the Snoop into play. Then I would like to go to my turn. Is that okay? I would like to take up this ability. Is that okay? Yes. So in response, they don't respond. That's good for me. I would like to show you this Harbinger. I would like to cast this Mob. Now push the Snoop in response. No, they don't. I'd like to activate this Vial. Yes. I'd like to put this Harbinger into play. Trigger on the stack, do they push my Snoop? Yes. I would like to put this Kiki on top. I would like to tap the Snoop, target the Snoop. And they concede. Well played, Mark. Really well played. Okay. Well, sometimes, your sideboard cards get you some wins. That's how that goes. Let's do it again. Oh, hell yeah. I love Legacy Goblins. Actually, this past weekend was it Mundelein? Yeah, it was Mundelein. The energy in Mundelein, we went 4-4 in Modern playing Goblins, and then we went 4-3 in Legacy playing Goblins as well. It's very similar. We play black-red Goblins in Legacy with no duels, Only Wastelands and Ancient Tombs. Those are like the more expensive cards in the deck. We play turn 1 Goblin Lackey, turn 2 Snoop, turn 3 Harbinger, just like you saw. And then if they don't have any, if they kill my Snoop and they kill my Lackey, then on turn 3 when the Harbinger resolves, I just put a Ringleader on top and we rebuild. It feels so good. Found this footage from 1899. Hell yeah. My favorite time in Modern was back when Corset 2019 had just come out with Supreme Phantom and Remorseful Cleric. I've been playing Jeskai Favorable Winds deck with Mausoleum Wanderer. Oh, that's such a good time. Mausoleum Wanderer and what was the other card? Mausoleum Wanderer. You had Supreme Phantom. You had was it Selfless Spirit? That deck was so cool. Do I play Lackey and Legacy? Oh hell yeah! Lackey is my Black Lotus. That's the way I like to put it. Is Lackey is all the fast mana that I need. I don't need anything else. This hand is a problem. This hand is a risky keep. I mean, we need to like top deck a land. Let's try it. And it's against Boros Energy, okay. And they have the turn 1 guide, okay. The chances of them having no removal are basically none. Oh, but we drew the land. Play an Anti-Sobble. I'm going to show you a Crater Maker. Do I play the Vial? Thoughtseize on 1. I think I like Thoughtseize on 1. I don't think they can kill me if I take their removal. Kill me in time, I should say. They usually play a Thraben Charm in the main, 4 Phlages, and 4 Galvanic Discharges with some number of Static Prisons. Okay, we take the Phlage. It's their only removal. We don't care about how fast they can go because we can go faster. I opened a foil Future Sight Lackey at the Energy. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Spell Queller. That's right. It was Spell Queller. My bad. Spell Queller was ridiculous, dude. I remember back in the day when that was like unbeatable. I remember when Teferi, I think it's Time Raveler, the 3-mana one that bounces anything. I remember when Teferi Time Raveler came out and people were like, oh my god, you can bounce your Spell Queller back and they can't cast their spell with it. I've been playing Pauper as my main 60-card format since around 2021. I've been thinking about getting back into Modern. I think Modern's in a great spot. I was looking around for you when I opened it. Hey, dude, that's fucking awesome. Well, if you ever see me, I don't want to. I have a bunch of lackeys, so I don't want to take it from you unless you're trying to give it to me. If you want, I can sign it for you and give it, and like you can keep it. It's like the greatest blessing in the world when people ask me to sign their cards because I'm just a kid. I'm just a normal guy who loves playing Goblins, and so I'm incredibly blessed and honored when people are like, "Hey, can you sign this for me?" I have some people who walk up to me and they don't recognize me from the channel and they don't know me. And I actually have a box in my bag that's called For the Horde. I don't know if you can see this. I'll put it right here and I'll look down here to see if this works. It says For the Words. Well, we will talk. I'll bring it to Houston. Oh, that'd be awesome. I would love to see you at Houston. Yeah, so this one says For the Horde, and I actually have my own custom-made Goblin tokens from my local store, Boar's Hat. I'm going to yield through their turn. My own custom-made Goblins, it's their Boar's Hat tokens, and then on the back it has my QR code and their QR code. So we plug each other. And then I've been trying to get my shorthand signature down because Goblin Ringleader takes up most of the token usually. So what I'm thinking is if I can just make a shorthand, then maybe it'll work better. And I'm going to make a post actually about my shorthand. I think it's literally just a G, and then the curve up of the G is the top of the R. And then I have a little Goblin Snoop peeking over the top of it's pretty cool. I can't say it's cool, but I think it's pretty cool. So if I ever see you and I don't know you and you recognize me from the channel, walk up to me and say, hey, whatever you say, just tell me that you watch the channel and I'll give you a playset of Goblin tokens and I'll sign them for you. I would not like to block. Let me just make sure I'm not straight up dying. 3, 6, 9, 10. No. Pauper is the only format that I've played anymore. I've been getting out of Commander because I have more fun with regular board games for social game nights. I agree. People get a little bit too petty sometimes in Commander. It can get really personal. Hanson, yeah, I feel that. I do love board games. I put a lot of time into Terraforming Mars and Mage Knight with my buddies. That's so real. No. Okay. Well, sometimes this happens. We did not draw our third land for the Harbinger. So even though we would have the ability to go infinite here, it doesn't happen. Let me think. No. We can play 2 Vials. I honestly don't even think that... excuse me. I don't even think that playing the Vial on 1 would have helped. Because by the time that we get the Vial to 2 and then to 3, the Vial goes to 3 on turn 4. This is turn 3. We would be dead by our turn 4. So, good game, opponent. Good game. Let's go to sideboards. Against Boros Energy, we really like Lightning Bolt. Thoughtseize is okay. Vial's better on the play, but let's cut 2. Let's cut 2 Thoughtseize because we really don't want to deal ourselves damage ever. Actually, let's cut all the Thoughtseizes. We really don't want to deal ourselves damage ever. The 4th Mogmob, the 4th Munitions. Agatha's is really good because it allows us to put our Mogmob under it, and then all of our Goblins become Mogmobs. We could cut Vial. No. I mean, here's the thing. If we cut Vial, we bring in the 3 Chalices. The only cards that it cuts off are these 2 Lightning Bolts. I think that's worth it to cut off most of their deck. Seeing that colorless hate goblin gives me flashbacks. That's funny as hell. I still like Commander, but I don't play at FNM anymore. All my locals FNM reward packs for Commander and made it pretty toxic. Yeah, remember when Commander was unsupported by WotC? It was like just a better time to play, I think. It's one of those things where you kind of have to be always trying to innovate and beat your opponents and have the best deck, but that's not the spirit of Commander. The spirit of Commander is, hey, I'm going to be doing this janky fun thing. Do you want to do it too? Like, let's do this stupid thing together. Okay, this is really close. So if we bottom the Ringleader, we can go turn 1 Rockets Theater Surveil for our 3rd land, turn 2 Shock in the Barbar Trawler or play our 2nd land. Then we can cast the Chalice on 1. And then after that, we can play Snoop. Most of the removal besides Flage relies on drops. And so, yeah, I think that this hand might be it, and we will bottom this Ringleader. Yeah, rewarding packs for Commander games is kind of like when it first started, it was like, oh, cool, they're supporting this thing that like get support for. But now we're in a spot where it's like, okay, you're allowing the people who are like trying to be toxic, and it's just really tough. Okay, that's good. Now we play the Rockets Theater, and this trigger is trying to find us another land. Perfect. And I'll yield. They're going to get a 1 drop down probably, and that's fine. Keeping bolts and running chalices feels like the right choice against Boros Energy. Having removal in the chalice feels more like worth the risk of locking out your own bolts. Yeah, that makes sense, especially if they have like a bunch of static prisons that they bring in. Ooh, Ragavan's tough. Do we change our sequencing now because of Ragavan? Terraforming Mars is in my top 5 games. The Mage Knight less so. I don't really enjoy adventure games. No, it's fair. Totally fair. Let's see. Go to this. Bippity boppity boo. Land for me and you. So we could get Chalice down. Chalice on 1 down. But if there's another land on top, I kind of want it. We could play Skirk. Okay, let's go through the line. We could leave the fetch land up so that we increase the chance of drawing another land. We could, I guess, playing the Skirk because we don't lock it behind our own Chalice. And we want to have the opportunity to trade with the Ragavan, especially if this is their only land. We want that option. Also, it forces them to use a removal spell on the Skirk, which is like ridiculously good for us. There we go. Oh, I could have sacked it to make no energy. That was a punt. So Skirk you can sack in response, and then the energy the spell fizzles, so they don't get any energy at all. They exile the mountain. Okay. We would have lost that mountain anyways. Because they had the land. This is honestly probably our toughest matchup going into the RC, so we need to lose as many games as possible to know how to win. How do you feel about Magic design at the moment? Do you think Wizards has put too much emphasis on Commander, like printing too many legends, or do you like the general design right now? Okay, I think that in normal sets, non-Universes Beyond sets, I think that they're experimenting, and traditionally, when they experiment, they do good things. It's not always like the best. It doesn't always feel the best, but I think that like overall, it's really important to let Wizards cook. Not because I love it when they cook, but because that's how we get like the Magic that we know and love is like highs and lows. You have to have a Kamigawa in order to have a Zendikar, right? You have to have what's another example? It's like you have to have there's not a lot of bad sets back then. You have to have a bad set to have a good set, right? So I like it that they're cooking. I enjoy that they went through the hat set period so they could be like, look, Hasbro, we did goofy things and it didn't work. We're not doing that again. And then Hasbro's on their side to not do goofy things, do serious things like Edge of Eternities, right? Like the Return to Lorwyn. And so I think that like Magic design right now is in like an okay spot. It's not great, but I am a fan of when Wizards tries to cook. What I'm not a fan of is when they try, like I don't want to say they try to get lazy, but they start to get lazy. And the main way that you can tell that they're getting lazy is when they pander. When they're like, "Oh, we're going to give the commander players stuff." We saw this the most in Modern Horizons. They're like, "Oh, the modern players? Let's just give them all the stuff." And then they gave the modern players specifically like a bunch of really powerful cards. Like the entire Boros Energy deck is from Modern Horizon sets. And it just bled into other formats. Now Boros Energy is played in Legacy. Like Commander stuff is just like infested by this stuff. And so I feel like it's really important to let people try to do crazy things. And what am I doing with my turn? So I'm going to grab a mountain. I'm going to play this Chalice on 1. So yeah, what I'm saying is I think that they are in an okay spot design-wise right now because they're experimenting. I don't like it how they're pandering. I feel like half of the sets that they're making are really, really good. And the other half of the sets that they're making are just focused too much towards a specific group of people. And they're giving exclusively those people what they want and not thinking about how it impacts the rest of the formats. And that's not where we want to be. We want to be in a position where everybody feels balanced and taken care of. And I think a great example of this is the Universes Beyond sets, which I'm not a big fan of Universes Beyond, but I know that it brings new players into the game. And for that, I'm for it. But what I don't like is how, when they see that the money is there, they just don't care anymore. They're like, oh, there's money? Done. Give it to us. Even some Universes Beyond has been good. Yeah, I think so. That's the thing. They can do Universes Beyond very well. Yield to all. They can do Universes Beyond flavorfully. Like I think that certain Universes Beyond sets like killed it. And I think that the issue is that because they saw how much money they can make, they're going to start pandering to a lot of specific niche audiences and forgetting about what it is that like the rest of the Magic community wants. And I think that like design in general, right, is like either good or bad, like depending on what you believe to be good or bad. Let me think. If they have another Flage, so how did they get 2 cards in the graveyard? They go land, fetch land. So they go fetch land, crack, grab another Elegant Parlor, bin a card. I mean, if they have that, then we die no matter what, right? Yeah. If they have land, fetch land, the Flage comes back no matter what, and they kill our blocker no matter what. So getting this absolutely nothing here. I was trying to logic through what could we blind flip, like if we were able to blind flip a Mog Mob and shoot their entire board, but that just puts the cards in the graveyard for their Flage. I have to hope that they don't have a fetch land and don't have another Surveil land. Hoping in Magic is never good. We could grab a Mog Mob to shoot their board. Mog Mob does clear the entire board except for a single cat because they'll make another one next turn. If they play a land, make another cat. Right, so play a land, make a cat, make a treasure because the Ragavan hits. Then they make 2 cats. Yeah, I think we just gotta grab Mogmob or a Bog. Do we grab a Bog to try to kill this Flage? I think that they'll have the land in the fetch land like 99% of the time. So the best thing that we can do is grab a Stink Scourger to unsummon the Flage. It feels very, very, very wrong. But it's right if the top card is a land. So let's do that. Yield through the turn. We trade with the Ragavan. Oh, that could be it. So play fetch land. No fetch land, just combat. I guess they could cast into the Chalice at the end step. Block the Ragavan. Now they just need an untapped fetch land. We don't want them exiling top card of our library anymore. Yeah, I totally agree. Just wish the pace of releases were slow and Modern Horizons sets were less pushed. I agree. I feel like they definitely went a little bit too crazy on Modern Horizons. And if you could just like slow down by a month or even like 2 weeks, Wizards, please. It's so tough. It's so tough. Like, how are we supposed to ingest this much magic? Like, we're choking on the thing that we love. Okay, so they had stuff to cast into. Why is that treasure in the graveyard? Opponent, treasure. There we go. No. Okay. So they would be used a treasure to cast a 1-drop into the Chalice, which then went straight to the graveyard. Then their Flage was able to come back. But now we have the Sting Scourger. So we're going to see. We have the Mountain too. I mean, we have all the stuff that we asked for. Let's go Sting Scourger, unsummon the Flage. Yeah, I totally agree, Becky. 1000%. Yeah, like many of the Universes Beyond set, this 40k set. Oh my god, the 40k set was sick. Feels like you might need to go for the win here. Flage has the inevitability. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I definitely just want to try to fight. So they're going to kill my Sting Scourger, attack for 3, make a bunch of tokens. Next turn, I can go Sling Gang, Sack Drain. Then the following turn, if I had another land, I can go Matron. So we're at 4 lands right now. We really need to draw a 5th land the following turn, so we can go Munitions Expert plus Matron, Munitions Expert, shoot things. Or we could go Sling Gang first. We know they have the Flage. So, do we even play the Snoop? Let me think. So if I play the Snoop and they bolt the Snoop, then I still block right, eat the Ocelot Pride. Yeah, because this will at least leave us with 1 blocker that can kill the Ocelot Pride. What's the worst draw for us? I guess we also could have blind flipped a Mogmob there, which would have been sick. I think that Ajani is really good. Goblin Bombardment's really good. Flage is fine. We are okay with this. You kill my Snoop, right? Right? Yeah. You gotta. It's a guy. But guess what? We know that we have something good on top. That land is going to let us go Sling Gang, tap land. The next turn go. So we have 5 mana. We can go Matron for either Snoop or Munitions Expert. Do they even attack? Because they know they're going to lose their Ocelot Pride. This makes sense. They will not get a token because they didn't gain any life, though. Oh, they did because the Flage. That's right. They don't even need to worry about it. But this will put them at 3, 6, 7, 8. Okay, they didn't have to. The Echo can go. Oh, we did not mean to click that button. All right, we played this tap land. No, I would not like to sack it. Play this Sling Gang. The Sling Gang is always overperformed. It's one of those cards that's actually ridiculous. What year were you first introduced to Magic? How were you introduced? I think it was 2013 for me. A friend showed me and taught me personally. Yeah, that's actually crazy that you say that because for me, it was pretty much the same. I started with Core Set 2013, which I think is 2012 or 2013 or 2014. I know that the M sets were either before or after their like printed date. So whatever time period that was, I started playing Magic during M13. It was my first ever booster box. I remember I would like, as a kid, you buy packs with the money that you save up, and you go and you because I live on a farm, so I work with I work with my dad on the weekends. Oh, I'm very dead, very 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 dead. I would work with my dad on the weekends, and I'd earn a little bit of money, and then I'd go to the store and I'd try to buy a pack. Or this was back before I knew singles buy singles. Shout out to the prof for making it mainstream, but we didn't know back in the day. So we're gonna block both these cats. And then we're gonna go okay. They're gonna throw the cats in my face. Right? So they pass priority. Now I pass priority. Then the next thing that happens is we go to damage. Just want to make sure game log. I have nothing. Damage happens. First strike damage happens. Waiting before first strike damage or after first strike damage. If I press OK, then I do not gain this life. So I would like to sack, go back to 6. Yeah, so 2013 was when I started. M13, of course, at 2013. I remember buying like a player starter box. It had Nicol Bolas's face on it. I still have the sleeves. I use them for my legacy Goblin tokens. Hey, appreciate you. Hey, you know what, David? Thank you so much for dropping in. I hope you have a beautiful day. Get. I don't know if you remember these these sleeves from M13. I don't know if this brings back memories for you. Oh, come on, light. It's Nicol Bolas just standing in front of someone holding a staff. And yeah, I found him in my giant, because I never throw out sleeves. I was always, yeah, that was, so in the player starter box, they gave us sleeves. And yeah, so what was I going to say? First box was, of course, at 2013. First set that I watched come out was RTR. I was like aware of that one coming out, but I didn't have enough money to go to pre-release. First pre-release, I think, was Gate Crash, and my first guild was Demir, I believe. It might have been RTR if RTR had Demir, but that was when I started playing Magic, and I fell in love so hard. I went from playing. This is kind of embarrassing to admit, but I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and I went from playing Yu-Gi-Oh to Magic. Go to mine. Kiki Jiki. Oh, I wish you were better in this situation. Let's show them the power of a matron. Matron can tutor. Tutor for a munitions expert. Oh, well, should have sacked it in response to gain a life. That's a single missed. That's a missed damage and a missed life gain right there. I would like to use this ability. A chain whirler on the sideboard might actually be awesome against the decks that have a bunch of X1s. Grab the munitions. Play the munitions. If they sack, kill a matron now, trigger on the stack, kill my munitions, I'm not able to kill their Ocelot Pride. Boom. Not sure how I remember that sick though. That's not embarrassing. I grew up watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Heart of the Cards and Yu-Gi-Oh! All that. Hell yeah. Yeah, and it's kind of like that energy, you know? This one. Okay. They still have the opportunity to kill both my dudes and fizzle this removal. Yeah, so I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Because my oldest cousin, not my oldest cousin, I had a, this is fine. Okay. And I'll yield. One of the oldest guys that I knew, I think he was like a friend of my cousin or something. Oh, it was my mom's best friend's son, and he was a lot older than me, but he taught me a lot about card games, and he was really into Yu-Gi-Oh, and so he taught me the rules of Yu-Gi-Oh, and then I went out and because of course you're right, we watched the they have the Arena of Glory. Good game opponent, well played. GG's, well played. I watched the show, and I was really really excited to play cards, and so me and my brother used to play Yu-Gi-Oh at school and during lunch, because all the different grades would come together and eat in the same lunch period, and that's how crazy my school was. So we'd be playing these cards. We had no clue because again, the show doesn't teach you how to play. So we were playing like with all these different like very wrong rules, and yeah, it was just a great time to when I was a kid, right? Play, and then I started getting older, and I learned about LGSs and shops, and I was able to go to like a local store and find a community of Yu-Gi-Oh players, and I learned that Yu-Gi-Oh players like the game's interesting, but usually the tournament setting is very sweaty, and it's like so much worse than competitive Magic. Like I would well, what frustrated me the most was that I had like a bad deck, and I would never really survive more than 1 or 2 turns. And I was like, oh my god, I paid $10 to play like 3 rounds all night, or three turns all night. I would play a normal creature, and they'd go die, die. You have fucking died. And after a little while, after going I don't give up easily, but after a while, I was just like, well, this sucks. And I turned around and I was looking around. And I usually when I tell this story, I go straight to Magic, but I've remembered recently that I actually went to Pathfinder from Yu-Gi-Oh! Just because the pace was so different. I asked like this group of people sitting at the table in the back, I was like, hey, why are you doing it? Or like, first off, I was like, how long do your games take? And then the GM, the game master, because I think they're called game masters in Pathfinder, looked at me and laughed. He was like, years. I was like, do you die right away? He's like, nah, not unless you're dumb. And I was like, I want to play your game. Can I watch? Because I was a shy kid. I didn't think I could just jump right in. I didn't want to like be a nuisance on them because I could tell it was a very complicated game. And so I got to sit down, and that's where I met Texas, one of my oldest friends from Magic. And Texas actually was the guy who introduced me to Magic. He introduced me to EDH, and EDH was how I got into Magic. I went from Yu-Gi-Oh, the Speed Demon format, to to Pathfinder and EDH, and I loved the resource system of Magic. I love the speed of Magic, the pacing, the idea that you can win with anything. You don't have to play the best deck always to win. You can the variance in it, right? Your opponent can get land screwed, and you can win with like a 1/1 over 20 turns. Like it's just ridiculous. And so yeah, that was how I got into Magic. Was I started as a Yu-Gi-Oh player. I was frustrated because I kept losing like quick. Like losing isn't bad, but losing when you've only taken 1 turn, or sometimes you don't even get to take a turn because they win turn 0, ridiculous. And so coming in like to a game like Pathfinder, it really gave me a deep breath, allowed me to like just kind of relax and have fun. And then yeah, going into EDH, same thing. I learned to love lose, and that's the other thing. I think that Yu-Gi-Oh taught me to learn to love losing. You have to be okay with losing. It can't be something that makes you frustrated. It can't be something that makes you want to give up, because it's just a part of the game. And I will say, even Modern and Legacy compared to Yu-Gi-Oh is not that fast. Like there's turn 1 combo decks, but like it's rare. The variance is very like there's so much less tutors. Like everything is easier in Magic, and it makes me really grateful that I get to play this game. I'll go back to the texts. I remember playing Iron Soldier or Golems or whatever Yu-Gi-Oh deck when I was like 11. Yeah, Iron Golem. Yeah, that's right. I don't remember too much about Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, I honestly remember more of the shows than anything. The show is like notoriously doesn't follow the rules. Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged makes fun of it all the time. It's hilarious. Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged was great. I had a great time watching that show. Also, Dragon Ball Z Bridge. Shout out to Team 4-Star. Dragon Ball Z Bridge was amazing back in the day. Pathfinder was amazing. Remember when I first got introduced to Magic, the blocking system blew my mind coming from Yu-Gi-Oh! Exactly. What do you mean you don't just get to kill me? You have to go through these creatures first. Like, that's so good. Like, you don't just end up dead. It's amazing. So yeah. I love it. It's been a great time. And yeah. So I'm gonna cut this one a little bit. Yeah, Team 4-Star is amazing. They do amazing work. I think that like one of my favorite things in the world would be if like me and my brother or like me and some friends were able to like do Team 4-Star style content, but for Magic, like maybe we do like Duel of the Planeswalkers and then like we just do voiceovers for like them, or like maybe we could do like and like go over the commercials and make like weird voices for like the commercials like Team 4-Star did for like them all the imagine this compilation of all of the Magic set like spoiler videos, right? The trailers, my bad, the trailers, and you just do like voiceovers for the trailers, like Nicol Bolas. like we would work on it. We would work on it. I'm really bad with voices, but I think that'd be a really cool idea because like parody allows us to laugh at something that we love and enjoy it in a new way. And so I think that would be really cool. I'm actually going to write that down because I have all these crazy ideas, and if I don't write them down, I never remember them. But I've been fighting. I actually got a double. I got a bacterial infection in both of my lungs right now, so I've been really sick. I've been at home, so I'm not going to stream for the full hour tonight. But I'll be back tomorrow. It's pre-release night, but again, I've been sick, so I don't know if I'm going to go. I might just crack this and play some more modern rounds. I know nobody's really going to be watching because they're all going to be at pre-release, but maybe for the people who are boycotting Spider-Man, we'll be able to hang out. Parody, MTG trailers, Team 4-Star style. And that's why I love having a community, because they always give me, you guys, gals, y'all, always give me great ideas and inspire me to create more. So thank you so much for being a part of my Magic family. Thank you so much for being a part of the Goblin Horde. I really appreciate you being here. I'll read off the members before we go. If you enjoy Goblins content, hit like and subscribe. It's the easiest way to support the channel, and it's free. If you want to do more support the channel, $1 a month gets your name read out on every stream. From the top, Alpha, Ronan, Tim's Top Decks, Elias, Sutter, The Darth, Newt, ADDY 100K, Jared, Munster Man, and N, Riberio, Cypher777, The High, Wumpus, AJR, B, Rhyme, Gorvisker, Sliver of Nope, Scott McIntosh, Javier Hugo, Valeroth, Yorminger, Terrieth, Nino Breeder, Trigger Philosophy, Valeroth, Trigger Philosophy. I go back to Valeroth, Yorminger, Terrieth, Nino Breeder, Trigger Philosophy, and you. Thank you so much for watching. It really means the world to me. Till next time.